So with that, I'll see what questions you have.
9 plays, 9 runs, 85 yards to start the third quarter. What kind of statement were you trying to make with those calls, and what statement did you make to start the second?
Yeah, I guess I'll say it again. I think when you come out with when you have a option attack, you're going to get different defenses. And so part of it is, of course, recently was collapsing the edge, and so we were able to hit some plays on that drive. So I think it was just more a deal about hey, we found something, stay with it, let's get some first downs, let's go from there, and attack. I think you guys did that.
Have you learned anything about on Harvard's day? And was he banged up at all at the end, or did he just want to go?
Yeah, no. When we came back in, he got wrapped. I think he felt tight, and I think he was maybe cramped a little bit at the end. So, we went ahead with each other there, finish the game out. So I think had we not had the relay, see where he would have finished. Just when he came in, he just tightened up.
What does he give to the quarterback position? Just the stability, the lack of turnover you guys have had in the offense the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think anytime we protect the football, we have a chance to play good defense, to control the game on the ground. Again, I thought we were at 3:15 there early in the fourth quarter. Things go a little different. I thought maybe we could get a couple more. Those 2 runs called back might have been a 400 run for 400, 450. It's kind of day you'd like to have out there. But I think he did a good job. He executed the play calls. Some things he didn't touch. Some things he didn't execute. So the great thing about Heinrich, he's trying to get better. We're coaching him through it. But for the most part, I thought he managed the game pretty well. He, like all of us, like me, all of us have to continue.
Where does it stand with Sims and his availability today, and how does Heinrich's play the last 2 weeks impact that position moving forward?
Jeff was probably was able to go, but limited in terms of what he can do in terms of the ability to run football. He did come in for 1 play. Heinrich signaling. He's got Chuba signaling. So fine as hell when Jeff went in at the end. I think Jeff was probably tight there. Just his ankle, just after being out there all day. Didn't see the use of having him go re-injure that. But I think Jeff's an excellent player. He played 2 really tough teams on the road, and I thought a lot of things that happened. Everyone's just going to lump on him. Some of those things weren't his fault. So we're going to get him all ready to play and play the guy that we think gives us the best chance.
What did you say about Anthony Grant this day?
It looked like it was a good day for Anthony. I think the biggest thing was the thing I was most proud of. If you put a camera on me, I wanted to punch him in a good way, fired up, because he's the one who made the block on Fidone's touchdown. Check to that versus that Sam Strong safety. We knew that if they brought it, it would be there. And he scanned all the way back. And so those are the things that we've been working on for Anthony, again, not just to be a runner, but to be a guy that can be effective in protections. And he did that. And that was a huge play that really, to me, kind of opened things up.
Over these past 2 weeks, what have you seen that gives you confidence just going into kind of the team for the conference season now?
You guys know me. I don't think I've got confidence in our guys. To me, you're never as good as you think you are when you win. You're never as bad as you think you are when you lose. We're just trying to get better. I just keep challenging them. To not listen to the part of you that wants to say, well, we should beat this team. I don't know about this team. Just go come in every week, work, and play the games that we have. Let's go compete for however many games we have left, 8 games left, and see what happens. So we have good players playing doing some good things, doing some things that aren't very good. Some of our kicking game stuff is just kicking the ball out of bounds and missing those field goal days. So things have, 23-yard punt. Things have to improve, but we have the ability to do that. The key is, I told the guys to go celebrate, have fun tonight, come in tomorrow, and we have to be really, really serious about how we improve. And anything that happened in that game, they were warned about. We were warned about number 6. We were warned about number 1. We were warned about how good those guys are. And they were good players. And so for us, I'm glad we found a way to get the win. I'm glad we kind of did some of the things that we believe in terms of taking the ball away at the end and running the football, but we just had to hit overdrive as a team.
What was the locker room like during the lightning delay, and how did you stay locked in when you have no idea what was going to be?
Yeah, we went in initially, we met as a staff real quick. The guys were kind of in there. We met initially about kind of our plan as a staff. Corey did a great job of when we thought we had about 10 minutes left, kind of getting the guys up in that locker room. We took them out there. It was very I really didn't know how much time when we got out there. I thought it was 10 minutes. It was 12, 13. So maybe, those things are hard, right? So we just, again, we want to be the type of organization, what's next? Like, we'll play now, we'll play tomorrow. The guys are enjoying playing. They're like, let's go play in the Hawks, let's finish this thing. So I'm glad we had a chance to finish playing. I'm glad they had a chance to finish playing. They went down, scored a touchdown, which is disappointing to me. But we got guys more reps. So, but I thought we did a good job. Our strength staff and training staff and nutritionists and Chris and all that, they did a good job making sure the guys were ready when they came back out.
What gave you confidence that the Elite Road bait would work?
We've had it up the last 2 weeks. It's just a numbers game, right? So we repped it. Going back to Colorado, those 2 balls where we fumbled it, there was a big call right there. If we don't fumble those 2 balls, so we've been working on it for weeks. And it's something that we've had in our arsenal. Ed's had in his arsenal for 10 years. We always have it available. And this week we thought maybe we had the numbers, and we went ahead and pulled it up.
Have you ever run that before in your coaching career?
Oh yeah. You'd have to ask Ed for when. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but we've run it a couple times. But it seemed like a short field goal, it seemed like points. But at the same time, I just wanted to also send it. If it's there, if it's not there, we're not going to do it. But I want to send a message to our guys. And I was really happy for Timmy. That's a guy that was a starting kicker. He's there. He's the backup kicker. He's the backup holder. Unbelievable team guy, great student. So he had a chance to go affect the game. And I thought that was another one of those plays like Fedoni's touchdown that kind of gave us some juice.
Couple minutes that will be glamorous, talking about the game for you guys.
Yeah, I won't know much more until later, so I'm not really sure what it was. Just kind of symptom-based, so I'll wait until I know more. I don't know exactly what it was. It would be anything long-term, but it was availability for this week. I don't know.
What was your overall evaluation of your special teams play today?
I wouldn't say it was the best we've done. Gave up a 100-yard kickoff return. They got called back. The kickoffs were exactly what we needed. The first one was fantastic. But like anything else, I'm sure there was some. Put one down at the 1-yard line, which was a big play. Had the fake field goal, so we made some plays. That, on special teams, to me, you want to execute, play really clean, and then when you have a chance to make a couple plays to help you win. We made 2 plays to help us win. There's just some plays we're leaving out there right now that even that last touchdown, it comes off a short punt. We just had to be a little bit better on it. So again, that's why I say you're never as bad as you are. We're kind of where we are. We just got to keep battling to get better. And I think we have guys on special teams that can make plays that will help us, right? So thankfully we got back on that kickoff return that we fumbled. There's some things there that just aren't the way we would play.
Your 2 round runs.
You must have running game. You run for 312 and pivot a lot more. You don't get those problems.
Yeah, I think the ability to run some option with it. We had a couple of RPOs today that goes passing yards. I think our ability to last week we're running, it's hard to do what we're doing, right? Like run 2 back, 22 personnel power, and hit it for a big play, and then come back and hit a speed option for a play, hit a zone read for a play. Again, from the very beginning, it's been putting in an offense and a defense that's versatile and handle the elements. That takes advantage of the players that we have. Sometimes there's a little learning curve along with that. Again, they were going to sell out the way to run, and that's why we got the numbers that we didn't get. Again, all 2 called back that really.
Those two you had called back, the 70 and the 75-yarder, they were holding calls on the receivers. Do you see those as being overly aggressive or like lack of discipline? How do you coach that?
Well, I wouldn't say there was a lack of discipline at all. I thought they were trying to block the way they were block. I don't want to say much else other than that. Again, if a guy gets out here and pulls a guy down, we don't want any of that stuff. I thought they were striking it right on their feet and blocking the way. Ron Brown shows us those cut-ups, so it shows me those cut-ups of back in the day. We were driving our feet, trying to run guys out of bounds, trying to do that. So, we called them, it is what it is. But I thought, when I see the tape, I might feel completely differently. But from what I saw on the field, looking up at the replay, I thought he got me playing more.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
What has the role of those services been like for you to have a game every day out? That's when I kind of rode the ride in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. I kind of just, stayed focused, kept my head down, just, focus on the bigger picture, more than anything. Just thinking, above myself, thinking, team first was the biggest thing for me to stay focused on.
How much have you worked on your pass throwing and thinking on the Fedoni touchdown? It seems like guys are pretty fired up about what you did on that one.
Yeah, it's just really just sacrificing for our, for our team, and just doing the little things to, you know what I'm saying, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, make something bigger out of it.
Heinrich's a pretty powerful runner and he's willing to take guys on. Do you like seeing that from your quarterback when he's going out there getting into contact too?
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I love a mobile quarterback, you know what I'm saying, likes to get out, you know what I'm saying, in the open and, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice for the team like he does. You know what I'm saying, I really just love everything that he does. He's a really, you know what I'm saying, selfless person.
7-7 at halftime, Anthony. What was it like in the locker room? What was your level of concern? What was going through your mind?
At halftime was really just for us to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Not overthink anything or anything like that. And just, you know what I'm saying, come out, you know what I'm saying, not really, you know what I'm saying, like overthinking anything, just playing our game on, you know what I'm saying, one play at a time, body blows after body blows.
What did you see on that fourth down run?
On the fourth down run, I just kind of like stayed, you know what I'm saying, stayed patient, you know, kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, just focused in on, you know what I'm saying, on my reads and my details, and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just did what I did and followed my blockers.
How do you go from
How did you report to have it be like that? It's not just you, but you have to get like how do you feel right now?
I feel kind of great. I feel like this isn't my best game, in spite of everything. I feel like there's more in store for us, more in store for me.
What do you like when trips in from you, especially on the first drive?
I feel like Leading Trent's a really good blocker. You know what I'm saying? He's another kid that's, you know what I'm saying, really selfless, and, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, do anything for, you know what I'm saying, me, our, you know what I'm saying, our brothers.
How do you approach being put back in this position now where you're the guy and you see what's up next, that you have Michigan coming in here next week?
Just realizing that we have a bigger team coming in. Realizing that, you know what I'm saying, some things that we make mistakes on can't, you know what I'm saying, typically happen, you know what I'm saying, in the game versus Michigan. Like, you really got to, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of any opportunities given to us, and, you know what I'm saying, really study and get ready for, you know what I'm saying, Michigan. Get in our playbook and really, you know what I'm saying, get ready for that game.
Okay. All right. How important was that fourth down stop? You know, 14-7 there in the third quarter, 4th and 1, 48. You guys stopped the state. How big was that?
That was very big. We needed that. We needed momentum for us. I feel like that 4th and 1 stop just showed what the defense is capable of, and shows what the defense relies on making those stops and winning those situations, and that just shows where we're going.
They obviously got some good guys in space like Smoke Harris, but how do you think you did overall on the defense today?
I feel like we did good. I mean, we made some mistakes. We let a lot of stuff get away from us. But as far as that, we did well, and we just have to get better.
Curious, this game mean a little bit more for you playing a team in Louisiana?
It does. You know, I know a lot of people on the Louisiana Tech team, and I just wanted to go out there and compete against them. You know, that's what we do down there. And, you know, it's special.
It like in the locker room during the lightning delay, and how hard is it to stay up when you have no idea how long it's going to be before you get back out there?
I mean, it wasn't hard for us, but every Wednesday we prepare like that. We practice, go inside for like 30 minutes, and then go back out to practice again. Just those type of situations, it was another Wednesday practice for us. Right, the team compete. It wasn't too hard.
What did you do during the break?
We sat down, chilled for a minute, and just got warmed up inside.
How would you describe the chemistry the secondary has developed in these first 4 games, and in particular you and Omar at the safety spot?
I mean, we got a lot of chemistry. I mean, we're all new there in the secondary, so it's some time. But I feel like we're growing together. You know, we all brothers, and we trust each other back there. Want to make a mistake, we know he's gonna bounce back and keep it pushing. You know, he's got that mindset. anything go wrong, we're gonna come back the next play like nothing happened.
I know you got involved in a couple of run stops, but when you see them running the ball, how much confidence do you have that the D-line and the linebacker were going to swallow that up most of the time?
Because I have so much confidence, I see it in practice. You know, they fly to the ball every day in practice. We fly to the ball in practice, so I have no worries in the run game. And it just gives the defense motivation, momentum, excitement, getting to the ball in their run game. We stop the run.
You guys take a better business in the first 2 home games here. You have Michigan coming up. What's the message going to be about margin for error that you guys have for next Saturday?
I mean, we can't. I tell you this, we can't turn the ball over. We have to get turned over. So that's the only way we're going to be able to win the game. We just got to go out there and play our game.
The Husker defense is ranked as one of the best rush defenses in the country. What does that say about the defense, and how do you feel about that?
I feel excited about that. I mean, we the best run defense in the country. I feel like it puts the secondary, you know, we had to put the defense on our back at that because we know they can't run, so they got to throw the ball. So we as a defensive secondary has to, you know, win the game for us, hold up. And I feel like we've been doing that.
Coach Rule mentioned trying to block out the opponent, just play your game. Wondering with the conference season coming up after this, is that a difficult thing to do? Just block everything out, just not think about the opponent, play how you want to play?
No, it's not. Because I mean, what Coach Rule has done with us since he's got here, he just changed our mentality about everything. We have what's next mentality, win every rep mentality. Like, we're not worried about the outside. You know, we always gonna play our game. That's how we practice. There ain't nothing to practice out there when we play.
Deshaun, this is a tie game at halftime. How are you guys able to take control in the third quarter?
Just doing us. You know, we made some coaches made great adjustments. You know, we executed a lot of plays. I feel like we just never had our heads down, never got frustrated. We just kept pushing.
How do you describe that challenge that you guys have ahead of you now going back into Big Ten play?
Man, we just gonna move forward. We just gonna work how we've been doing. I feel like we can beat anybody we play. As long as we keep doing that, keep working, keep having our heads down, we're gonna be all right.
Adjustments that you guys made to the offense kind of break things open in the second half?
Yeah, I think we found some things that really worked well for us. We'd known along the week we were going to run, but once we found them, we started to come a little bit more and make, like I said, some adjustments off those plays and open up different stuff. So.
Another week, and there was, at least on the outside, there was uncertainty about who was going to play the position. How did it go for you, and when did you feel comfortable like you were the guy that was taking the snaps today?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a deja vu from last week. I came in Sunday night. Jeff took a couple more snaps than he did last week, but still took all the snaps that I was given and acted like I was the starter, prepared like I was. So I think that's key, with this situation. Everyone trying to uplift each other. Every chance you get, you got to make the most of it.
Coach said he's comfortable going all the way to the end if he has to determine who's going to start, even at quarterback. Are you comfortable with that? And when did you find out officially this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like last week. I don't know if there's ever Coach Rule never sat me down in his office and like, you're going to start this week, because I think he expects us. When you're given those first team reps or even those second team reps, like he expects you to prepare like you are going to be the starter. So, him sitting us down and telling us, hey, you're going to start this week, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose, because then 1 week, if he doesn't sit you down, you can practice the same. So I think that's I don't know if that's his philosophy or not, but it's something I've kind of taken away.
I mean, being a college quarterback, I'm sure it's a learning curve, right? You've done this for 2 weeks. How are you on that learning curve? And how are you on the learning curve of just running the option, knowing like all the iterations that you can do on a given play?
Yeah, I mean, that's beauty of the option. That's why a lot of the 90s, 80s, 90s teams with Coach Osborne, I think that's why they're so successful is, know, as a quarterback, if you know the weapons that you have, you can distribute the ball, then you're going to be successful. You know, it may not. You know, a lot of those guys. You know, I saw something last week that was interesting. You know, someone was comparing carries, and Coach Frost and Tommy Frazier, all those guys didn't have as many carries as I did in the week, but they were also pitching the ball a lot more. And they were just distributing the ball, just being important with it. So I think once you get really fluent, kind of knowing who the pitch key is, and being comfortable with the guys, that offense becomes deadly. And obviously, you can combine that with a different element. You know, what Coach Satt brings from all of his years, and all the other coaches as well.
Who are you kind of like learning from on how to know when to pitch it, when you keep it? Obviously, they were letting you keep it, but who are you kind of learning from?
I think that's an accumulation of the last 2 years. You know, we ran that a lot my first year, but they also, I mean, these coaches have sat down, they've really studied this option side of the playbook, and they've watched a lot of film. And obviously, Coach Ron Brown, he's been here since the 80s. And he's seen a lot of option quarterbacks, so he knows. He gives us some insight into that too. You know, attacking angles, knowing when to pitch and stuff like that. But you know, I really these new offensive coaches that someone who never run the option like this in their life. I mean, they've sat down, they've put a lot of time into it.
What's your thoughts about where the passing game is now?
I think it's good, but it needs to keep developing. You know, last week was a lot more just getting conditions. This week we came out, wanted to kind of stretch the field a little bit more. You know, we were close on a couple of them, and we connected on a couple as well. But you know, some of that's on me. I got to see just little details better. You know, whether that's watching the film more or you know, maybe understanding better where to go with the ball and check it down sometimes. But yeah, I think Line's doing a great job of giving me time.
Anthony ran rush for 135 today. What do you think of the way that he ran the ball, and also the way he approached the week given the news with Ramirez and Gabe?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I didn't see AG change at all because AG's always been ready to go. I mean, we saw last year how dominant of a running back he can be. And, you know, at the start of this year, you know, things didn't fall his way. So I don't think he ever changed in his mindset that I'm second, third string now. I'm just not going to try. Like AG's the guy that comes to work every day. He doesn't waver. And so I think that's, you know, that just is another guy that's a result of stacking days.
The option run game is an offense all to itself, and you know you're kind of learning it on the fly here mid-season, early in the season. What's it like to do that and balance that, and try to also continue to learn what Coach Satt has as far as the principles in the passing game?
Yeah, I mean it's like you said, it's a balance. And we don't sit down and we don't watch the 90s film all the time about the option. You know, we still install new stuff, new pass plays that you know they go on up in the coach's office. I mean they pump out new plays all the time that you know sometimes they don't get them, they don't get to show them on game day. But this offense is, I think it's always evolving. I think that's going to be something dangerous for us in the future.
How do you think you played today? How do you think you played today? Like, you feel better today than last week?
Yeah, obviously, there's always less stuff to improve on. But you know, I really hope. You know, for me, I want to be confident in myself, but I also want my teammates to be confident in me. So I hope they look at me and they see someone who went out there and battled to the end. You know, I want those guys to look at me as I'm going to have their backs all the way. So that's really all I want to do.
Last week you showed off your physicality. Today with the 2 long runs, even with one of them called back, you got to show off a little bit of your speed. How'd you feel about how that kind of felt today, being able to outrun the DBs?
Yeah, it was. I was just talking to my mom. She knew right away after the one that got called back. She was a little worried because she knew in high school I only ran 100 and 200. So I ran about 100 yards down that way, 100 yards back. She knew that's about my limit. You know, obviously I want to keep pushing that, being able to stay controlled with my breathing, being able to operate the offense even when I'm tired, can't breathe. But I think I was really grateful just for the O-line, for the receivers blocking downfield. Those guys, that's the reason that I got to show off my speed there.
And if you get to 4th and 1, and they got on your 28, you get that stop. How important was that, and what kind of statement did that set?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get in those short yardage situations, that can really swing momentum. So I think that was big for us. D-line did a really good job getting off the ball.
Those things usually work for them. Like almost always they work out. What did you guys do there that maybe pushed them back?
I think that's just Nash being strong, and I mean, he was lined up nose to nose with him, and he did a really good job.
I think what's about this defense has really worked for you guys. It's really rolled. It seems like you guys have gotten better.
Yeah, I think it's just a group of guys flying around to the ball, but I think we still have a lot of work to do. And I don't think we tackled great today, which needs to improve, and that'll be a focus point for practice this week. So.
What goes through your head when you have a lightning delay like in a game and you have no idea how long you're going to be in the locker room before you have to go back out there? Like, how do you guys stay up without knowing how long the break's going to be?
Yeah, it was a weird situation. So we just got off our feet, and then we didn't know how long we were going to be in there, and then 15 minutes he was like, all right, let's start warming up again, and then you just got to lock back in, get your mind right to go back out there and finish the game.
Hey Nick, how happy are you for a guy like Carriker, who's definitely had to share his ups and downs here and really shine these last 2 games?
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's always been a super hardworking, humble guy, so to see him out there and have the success he has been really great for all of us.
Did you know he had that speed?
Yeah, I did. He's very fast.
When did you know he had that speed? Was there one in practice that you saw?
Yeah, probably the first play he was in there, you're just like, wow, this guy can run. So.
Just 2 straight wins, now you're going into kind of the teeth of the conference season. How do you build off of this moving forward?
Yeah, we just gotta watch this film and see what we can improve, and then, it's going to be trying to go 1-0. That's what we've been trying to do every week, so we're just going to keep trying to do that. So we'll watch this one, put it to bed, and then move on to next week.
Played against them in 21. What's true about what's coming this week that you can tell your teammates about? Some of them also know, but what's true about this week?
Yeah, they're a really good team, obviously, and they're going to try and run the ball. So, like I said, we're going to watch this one, put it to bed, make the fixes we need to fix, and then we'll start moving on to Michigan.
Is there things about this run defense that is different than any other run defense you've been a part of at Nebraska?
Yeah, I just think Coach White and all the coaches have done a great job of getting us to play really fast, and they're coaches that you really love playing for, and the guys are doing a great job.
What kind of confidence do you have in this formula right now that you guys are using all 3 phases to win these last 2 games, and how that can play in the Big Ten?
Yeah, to win in the Big Ten, you have to be great in all 3 phases, and you got to play complementary football and build off each other when the offense is having success, or vice versa. So I think it's just about complementary football.
Anything else?
All right, thank you.